Hello and welcome to Cinemastrophe. I'm Don Perignon, saving you from getting ripped off. Today we're going to be looking at The Fog is a 1979 horror film co-written and directed by John Carpenter featuring Jamie Lee Curtis, Nick Atkins, and Adrienne Barbeau. The movie is about, Killer Fog. And although not talked about much, this film is considered a horror classic. The question is it because the film is actually good? Or because John Carpenter's name is on it? I mean, really, how dangerous can a fog be? We start out with an old man telling ghost stories to a bunch of kids right before midnight.
Yes, because it's nothing like a ghost story to make a child sleep soundly through the night. It's not like they're impressionable or anything.
It seems this guy's decision-making choices is as bad as his outfit. What's next? A game of hide-and-go-seek? Clearly, unlike yours truly, this is not someone you want watching your kids.
Dom, I'm hungry.
Get your ass back to bed!
Yes, sir.
He tells them the story of a ship that crashed in the fog off the coast of their town 100 years ago, and is destined to rise up again in the fog. Oh, that's great. This caused them to be terrified to step out of their front doors for the next 8 years. No worries. We then go to a church where some guy has just finished cleaning.
I'm all through, Father. Father, can I get paid? Why don't you come in at 6 instead of 4?
Just like a priest, always wants something for nothing. Never mind that the guy probably has mouths to feed, he's doing God's work. I bet if he was 10, he'd have a special payment for him. Shortly after the guy leaves, a brick hits the priest's table. Well, that's what happens when you don't pay your employees. They get disgruntled. Actually, the brick fell from the wall. Well, maybe if he stopped using the church collection fund to buy cheap wine, he'd have some money to keep up with the maintenance. Inside the new hole in the wall, he finds an old journal that was written by his grandfather. Shortly after, the whole town starts to go batshit crazy. Ah, great. Looks like Anakin is using the Force for pointless shit again.
Yes! I can't be stopped! One moment. Sorry, I just had to make sure I was watching The Fog and not Night of the Comet.
Nick, played by Tom Atkins, picks up a local hitchhiker named Elizabeth, played by Jamie Lee Curtis. The two engage in classic 70s dialogue when the windows of the car break for no apparent reason. Without the movie giving any explanation about what just happened, the two characters continue on driving without showing any real concern. Damn recycled glass, eco-friendly, equal blindness.
And this is Stevie Wayne, your night guy, around until about 1 o'clock.
Stevie, played by Adrienne Barbeau, is a radio DJ who hosts from the town's local lighthouse.
Hi, Dan. What have you got?
She gets a call from the local weatherman about a fog coming in off the coast. She relays the message through the radio to a fishing boat out there doing their fishing at midnight for some odd reason. Maybe they were fishing for star use?
Something in the mist!
It's a generator. Hell.
Oh great, ghost pirates.
What are you looking at? Back to work.
The ghost pirates kill the 3 crewmen and then make their way towards the shore. Damn, they known each other for what? 2 minutes and already they're in the sack? What, was just the exchange of names enough to seal the deal?
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
What's your name?
Elizabeth.
Nick.
Hello, Nick.
Hi.
Okay, maybe just breathing on each other was enough. There's a knock at the door and Nick goes to investigate, not knowing that it's a ghost pirate ready to give him the hook. He's about to open the door when the clock strikes 1 and the ghost disappears.
It's 1 o'clock straight up. The end of the witching hour and time for me to sign off.
Really? Because according to this clock radio, it's 1:45. The next day, Nick goes to meet up with the fishing boat that was out to sea last night, only to find out that they never returned. Worried, he decides to charter another boat and go out to sea looking for them. Next, we're introduced to Kathy Williams, whose role in the town is unexplained other than her being coordinator for the town's 100th anniversary celebration. Kathy and her assistant go to see the priest, who tells them the story he's found in his grandfather's journal. I guess he felt he needed to share. According to the journal, 100 years ago today, a colony of lepers wanted to make a home 1 mile north of the town. The lepers asked for the town's permission, and rather than telling them no, the 6 town leaders decided to trick the lepers into crashing their boat offshore and then stole their gold. How the priest was able to get all this from writing dumb shit in this fucking movie prop is beyond me. Back at sea, Nick and Elizabeth locate the boat but don't find anyone on board. Waiting for the Coast Guard, Nick decides this is the perfect time to tell a ghost story about an old ship, his father, and a gold doubloon that magically disappeared from his pocket. Still, it's more appropriate than that Christmas story in Gremlins.
I was 9 years old. Me and Mom were decorating the tree. Waiting for
Don't want to hear it.
Over now.
I'm sorry.
I mean, what is that? It looks like the love child between the Scarecrow and Dorothy. And you think she would know better than to just sit anywhere. You never know what's going to pop up behind you.
I just had to make sure.
They take the body to the coroner, and while Nick discusses with him what killed the man, the dead body gets horny and decides he's going to try and put the moves on Elizabeth.
Well, can't say I blame him. It is Jamie Lee Curtis in her prime.
Easy ass. Easy ass. I'm okay. Rushing to her rescue, they find Elizabeth so frightened that her hair started retreating back into her head. The dead guy also wrote a 3 on the ground. Looks like the FX guy wanted some camera time.
I really don't have any further words.
Later at a bar, showing no signs of trauma over a dead man getting up and walking, Nick overhears Stevie talking about the fog on the radio and decides to give her a call about it. The same fog that is currently rolling into town. Not again. Hold on. Stupid fog. The fog kills a few more people, traps Stevie inside the lighthouse and a couple of others inside of the church.
This reminds me of that time I was trapped in the Twilight Zone and stuck in a Brady Bunch episode.
That this group must somehow form a family. That's the way we all became the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch.
What the fuck?
The Brady Bunch. That's the way we became the Brady Bunch.
You bitch! They put together that it's the ghost of the lepers that's tormenting the town and figure that they just have to give them back their gold, which the priest's grandfather melted down into a giant cross. Judging by the way the priest is carrying the cross all by himself, I'm guessing that it's actually filled with chocolate and he's simply trying to fool the ghost. I wonder if that's gonna work. Nope, I guess not.
This movie actually isn't too bad.
John Carpenter is one of the greats when it comes to building suspense, and this film is an excellent example of his talents. There isn't a wasted second of film in this movie, nor is there any unnecessary scenes, so you get that sense of building tension without having the movie drag. There are a few hiccups here and there, like the day for night scenes, but that has to do with the year the film was made. And if you manage to look past them, though not scary, the film still keeps up a decent level of creepiness. If you haven't seen it yet, I suggest you check it out. It's worth watching, and I did leave out a few of the surprises.
I'm Don Perignon, saving you from getting ripped off.
I heard the church bells at midnight as I started to drift off to sleep, and suddenly my car alarm went off for absolutely no reason.
Oh, come on. It's not even scary anymore.